Hello everyone and welcome to the Northwell Health Ice Center here on Long Island, New York, where your Farmingdale State Rams are set to take on the University of Delaware Blue Hens. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jordan DeLuciano. I will be on the call where the Rams and the Blue Hens are set for their first meeting of the season. Here on the island, these two teams met last year 3 times, and 2 of them went to Delaware. A 5-2 win for the Blue Hens, a 4-3 win, and then Farmingdale got the third and final meeting in a 4-0 shutout win. Farmingdale comes into this game 6-2. Delaware comes in 8-2. Delaware will start off with Bryson, Allen, and Singer on the forward unit. Sophia, as well as Dylan Johnson on the blue line, and in goal will be James Palmieri. As we're underway, it'll be McCann, Hawkins, and Kyler Rowe, with Guido and Brennan manning the points, and Joseph DeCanio in between the pipes for the team in white. But out come the neutral zone. Off a skate, trying to go 5-0 rebound, kicked out by DeCanio, and a tricky bounce for the goaltender, Joseph DeCanio, early on, but able to stave away danger for now. Be Lane Singer for Delaware, going down low to Allen, but now be Jason Brennan up the wall to Rowe as Farmingdale exits to Hawkins. In the offensive zone ice, finds McCann, high slot, Fanning on the shot. And fresh off the bench is Immel, but turns it over to the stick of Thomas Allen, who's still out there from the start. Farmingdale coming into this game very short-handed. So, upper body injuries to Greg Hendrickson on the forward unit, and then on the defensive unit, Ryan Murray and John Brisgornia both out with upper body injuries, and then lower body injury on the forward unit still out is Jason Ruskowski. So stepping up for this Farmingdale team, as we take a look at the Farmingdale end, we'll take a look at the starting goaltender, Joseph DeCanio. He's 3-1 on the year with 1 shutout, a .962 save percentage, and a 1.5 goals against average. A very good start for the sophomore goaltender, coming off a very good freshman campaign last year. Off the stick, icing waved off. I was mentioning the key injuries for this Farmingdale team. Kyler Rowe getting a look with John McCann and Matthew Hawkins on that line, opposed to Greg Hendrickson. And it's usually Matthew Buddington, Ferrari, as well as Jason Ruskowski, but due to Ruskowski's injury, he's been out for about a month now. Eric Immel has stepped up and done a good job so far, and it'll be Buddington on the loose puck. Buddington all alone against a sea of yellow jerseys. Finds a man on the bench in Ferrari, but it looked like Bohm was going to scoop that up, and Ferrari intercepted his teammate. Bohm in front, nobody home but the waiting stick of Nicholas Katazzi. And he'll skate behind his own net, slow it down, go up the middle dangerously, but able to find a forward. Katazzi will hop off, and dumping it in will be Lane Singer, and DeCanio will play it. I mentioned before, 6-2 Farmingdale is. Last weekend, the Sunday matinee game, a 4-2 loss against Army. Their 2 losses this year against Army, 4-2, and Quinnipiac, 2-1. Thrown in front, reaching attempt is Bone from the speed from O'Donnell. A good pad stop by Palmieri. Last week, Farmingdale up 1-0 early in the second as we get a whistle there. Up 1-0 against Army. And then Army will have taken control. As we take a look on the other end, starting goaltender for Delaware, James Palmieri, the 6-foot senior out of Oceanside, New Jersey. 6-1-1 on the year with a 3.11 goals against and a .902 save percentage. As I was saying, I'll pick up where I left off. That Army game, a 1-0 lead that hit off a body in the bench. A 1-0 lead for the Rams early in the second. And then a 2-goal second by Army. They went into the third up 2-1. 3-1 then became 3-2 for Army, and then a goal with under 30 seconds left for Army West Point put the nail in the coffin for a 4-2 win against Farmingdale. Shot from the draw, sticked away off the stick of Dylan Johnson. Intercepted behind the net, backhand in front, loose wide open, look off the post, rebound, and they score. Left alone in front was John Dewey. A second and third chance was finally put home. Delaware strikes first, it's 1-0. DeCanio got a piece of the first one that hit off, I believe, his shoulder off the post, and then Dewey got the loose change on the right side, and a quick strike for the Blue Hens. Delaware comes in this game on a 2-week layoff as a one-timing feed. Not getting all of that shot was John Dewey. Delaware on a 2-week layoff, last played against Kutztown on October 21st, in which they had a tough showing then, an 8-3 loss against the Delaware Valley Conference rivals, Kutztown. Hawkins leaves for McCann, intercepted up the wall and out. It'll be Ted Valenti in the neutral zone. McCann trying to get around a stick in the back-checking effort of Trent Laughlin. Kicks out to the point, and Valenti cannot reach it. There you see number 61, Jeremy Borsick, the senior out of Holtzville, getting a lot of ice time on the back end due to the injuries. John Brisgornia to start it off, and then the first game missing now, defenseman Ryan Murray with an upper body injury. Bryson around the wall. Ryan Bryson, the leading scorer for this Delaware team, 5 goals, 7 assists, 12 points, and now the 11th game of the season. Brooks turns it over, one-timing shot, Kravitz, and they score! Buddington one-handed on the rebound, and they come right back and tie it up. Farmingdale with a quick response, helped out by the turnover. Connor Brooks in his own end. Kravitz got the one-timing shot. Buddington on the one-handed backhand, and a one-goal game, and a 1-1 game, should I say. That's Buddington's 4th of the year. You can give the assist to Kravitz, his 2nd assist of the season. So interesting storylines on each side. Farmingdale, let's see if they can keep the legs throughout a full 60 minutes here with 4 key guys out of the lineup, as they had to dress 3 goalies today, just hit the minimum requirement for players dressed in a game. And we'll see how Delaware finishes this opening 20 due to, like I said, and we're going to get a penalty against Farmingdale. But it'll be interesting to see how Delaware completes this 20 minutes. Wait, why aren't we blowing the whistle? Yeah, we blew the whistle. I guess no one heard it. All right, as I continue my thought, it'll be interesting to see how Delaware continues this 20 minutes, considering this is their first game in 2 weeks. Maybe you come out a little slow, but it looks like it's Jason Brennan on a high stick. The whistle was blown when Farmingdale touched up. It just the goal announcement was going on, so nobody heard the whistle. First power play of the game goes for Delaware. On the draw will be Lane Singer. At the dot, kicked out to the point, it'll be Brooks. Brooks off the wall, Allen pestered on the far wall and out of the zone on the clear. Jason Brennan back in the lineup after he was inactive last weekend. Two quick clears for the Rams as the Blue Hens got to start up in their own end. It'll be Aiden Umphofer. And he'll find Allen. Allen around the wall. Bryson trying to fend off the stick of Kolakathis, gets some help, high slot, chipped out, and another clear by the Rams. They will change up everybody. Looked like Valenti was going to stay on, but Valenti wound up popping off. Bryson will leave it behind the net for Michael Sophia. A little bit too casual in their own end over the stick. Sophia will leave it to Faracelli, off the stick at DeCanio, and then on the forecheck of the Blue Hens. Guido wins that battle off the wall, past the leg of Sophia, and another clear, but now Bobby Lane hard on the forecheck. With Shane Brennan. Brennan meets a big body on the wall, helped out by his teammate Shane. And now Bobby Lane behind the play will take a penalty. So another call coming up against Farmingdale. Not a good play by Bobby Lane, already shorthanded. It'll be Katazi. Katazi towards the net, eaten up by DeCanio, and we get a whistle. But now it will be a 5-on-3 for Delaware for 25 seconds. So Bobby Lane, not what you want. You made a good hard play on the forecheck. A clean hit on the wall, but then as the play progressed up ice, Bobby Lane just did not let it go. He'll sit 2 minutes for roughing. McCann wins it cleanly, up the wall, but too many yellow jerseys right now as it kicks out to center. McCann disrupts Johnson. It'll be Katazi now for Delaware with 5 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Katazi, center point, nobody there as miscommunication between Johnson and Faracelli as who is going to get that puck. So now Delaware's got a 5-on-4 for a minute and 25 now. There you see Daniel Rotan. Spent most of the season with the Division III team, but now, ever since last week against Army where they needed some bodies, he got called up alongside Nick Benchowicz, and now for the rest of the season, number 12, Daniel Rotan, will be part of the Farmingdale Division II team. So he gets the nod last week, gets the nod today, and now officially is part of the D2 team, and now a shorthanded break. Ferrari all alone, and he scores! Matthew Ferrari picks up the loose change in center ice, all alone, shorthanded, and now a 2-1 lead for Farmingdale. I was talking to Matt Ferrari before the game, and he's saying, I keep looking at my stats on the website, on the CHF website. He's as jokingly, he's like, I think they've been missing out on some of my points. I think I have a lot more assists than that, but you don't need to worry about assists now, Matt. It's your third of the season. His last goal was the game-winning goal against Fordham. Yes, there was 2 overtime games back-to-back, Fordham and Cortland. Cortland was Greg Hendrickson, I believe. And then the Fordham game winner went to Matt Ferrari in overtime. It'll be Lane Singer. Delaware just looking for anything on this man advantage, as you can make the argument, despite being down 5-on-4, 5-on-3, and now 5-on-4 again, Farmingdale has been the more aggressive team and persistent team. And that will do it for the man advantage, as exiting the box now is Bobby Lane. So very sloppy for Delaware, miscommunication, not much zone time as Palmieri will get the whistle. You have a golden opportunity to get the lead back, and it winds up going against you as Farmingdale gets their first lead of the game with 10:52 left in the first. Polito wins it back. Laughlin behind his net around the wall. Turnover now Duffy. Duffy with Brandon Cohen fending on him. Duffy gets around 2 yellow jerseys, but the third one was the stick of John Dewey. To the point now Borsick with some space. Borsick to the net. bodied down and held by James Palmieri. So those 5-on-3 power plays, they're great when you have them, but you got to take advantage of when you get them. Because if you don't, it can immediately get thrown against you, and we're seeing that with the shorthanded goal by Ferrari, and now the offensive zone time by Farmingdale. This Delaware Blue Hen team has been very successful this year against the Empire Conference. They're 2-1 overall, 4-3 against Fairfield, 4-3 against Ramapo, and 3-2 loss against Quinnipiac. Actually 3-1. They knocked off Hofstra convincingly, 12-2 as a backhand stop is made. So 3-1 overall against the Empire this year. That lone loss, like I said, against Quinnipiac, 3-2. That 3-1 record against the Empire has helped out that 8-2 record overall for the Blue Hens. For the Farmingdale State fans, friends, and family members watching on the LI Sports Network, we're back at Northwell after last week's impromptu game against Army that we had at Dix Hills. So for now, Dix Hills, that will just be a one-off thing as we're back to the home ice here at Eisenhower Park. Jason Brennan, the defenseman, getting involved down behind the net. It'll be a power play for the Rams. Excuse me, I completely missed that, so my apologies there. Ty Vastola. Oh, so there's a too many men call, so that whistle looked like it was an offsides call, but it's a too many men call as a shot's fired off the chest, rebound still loose, banging away is Brennan, now behind the net. Ferrari to Duffy. Duffy towards the net, nobody home but the glass. As Buddington dangerously at the blue line, gets it by. O'Donnell looking back door, in front now, Brennan to his knees, and he shoveled it wide. As Delaware will get the change and the clear. So yeah, that whistle, it looked like an offsides whistle, but it was a too many men on the ice, so Ty Vastola will sit for Delaware. Good forechecking behind the net by Katazi, causing some problems as McCann goes down, but we play on. Kyler Rowe. Around the net, we'll wait for some white jerseys and find Hawkins. Valenti firing, blockered away by Palmieri. Valenti will shoot it from anywhere and everywhere. Boom, powers it around. McCann with 25 left on the man advantage as that backhanded pass goes out of the zone. McCann will meet Shedlock. Now Laughlin back to where it came from. Valenti with 5 on the man advantage. DeCanio slaps the stick behind the play to let him know. 5-on-5, Rowe shot, knocked down, and it looks like the net's off its moorings. So we will get a whistle. 7:44 left in the opening frame. A 2-1 lead for Farmingdale State. Buddington and Ferrari for Farmingdale. And the lone goal right now off the stick of John Dewey. He got the game started for Delaware. Brennan trying to power his way out of the zone, and he does. Gets it right back at center ice. Borsick fans on the cross-ice pass, so that will look like an icing. So interesting note here about the University of Delaware Blue Hens here in the CHF. February 27th, 2022, so last February, they were first in the Atlantic region, 21st in the CHF, well on their way to nationals. They were 18-4. And on February 27th, they knocked off Salisbury 9-2 to get their 18th win of the season. And that was their last game. And due to administrative sanctions, they no longer were able to finish the season last year, and that was it for them. No CHF Fed Cup, no games in March, no nothing. So Delaware missing out on the Fed Cup and a chance to win it. And one of the better teams in the CHF, so they'll get another crack at it this year. That one skipped wide. And I mentioned right before puck drop, this Delaware team knocked off Farmingdale last year twice, going 2-1. But other than Farmingdale, outside of the Farmingdale last year against the Empire, they were 1-1-1. This year, much different story, 3-1 overall. As a turnover, now Emmel gives it right back to the Blue Hens. Thomas Allen weaving through white jerseys off the skate of Ferrari as the Blue Hens got to try it again. Connor Riley leaves it for a defenseman and will get a tripping call on Buddington as his stick is stuck in the skate of Michael Sophia. Four penalties total, 2 aside, and yet no one's able to convert. Excuse me, 4 penalties total, 3 to Farmingdale, 1 to Delaware. Blue Hens had that golden opportunity, 5-on-4, which turned into a 5-on-3, which bled into a 5-on-4, and despite all of that, it was pretty much all Farmingdale while shorthanded. They wound up getting a breakaway goal by Ferrari to get the lead. And this power play starts off the same as usual as Farmingdale right back on the offense. Sticked away Immel in front, not able to collect it. It's now Michael Sophia behind his net. Riley cross ice. It'll be Sophia again. Faraselli around the wall. They're going to just now throw it in deep opposed to trying to carry it, and that one doesn't work either. Blue Hens not really moving with much urgency on these power plays, as whenever they do get it in the zone, it's been quick in, quick out. As skipping over his skates there is Connor Brooks, and now picking up is Sean O'Donnell. O'Donnell shorthanded on goal, gloved down by Palmieri. And that right there just sums up how it's been going for the Blue Hens on their power plays. As Palmieri has to make a big stop there on another shorthanded chance for the Rams. And Rams at this pace, they might as well keep taking penalties. They're looking really good shorthanded so far. Blue Hens look to set it up towards the net. No one in front as DeCanio will easily glove that. It'll be Singer on the draw for the Blue Hens. Up against Chavez. He wins it clean to the point. Far wall. Walks the wall. On net. Off a skate. And picking up his own shot is Thomas Allen. Allen to the point. Johnson. Singer. Johnson again center point. Looking for a deflection, gets one, but it pops into the corner, scooped down by Allen. Allen behind the net, he'll walk out with 5 seconds left on the 5-on-4. Johnson off a stick, Chavez will clear, and that will do it. Another successful kill for Farmingdale. McCann pestering from behind, still on the puck. This will be Dylan Johnson now. Got a broken stick right behind, I believe that's Borsick. Bouncing puck off the wall, and out comes Delaware. It's Maxwell Fleckenstein. McCann avoids a hit, leaves it for Duffy. Duffy, who's had a very good start to his Farmingdale career so far, gets it to McCann. McCann meets a big body on the shot. That was Jack Polito. Polito spins off, gets it to Fleckenstein. Stein in front, nobody home. It'll be Kravitz for Farmingdale. A lot of defensive combinations that are going to be unique. A lot of forward groups that are changed up due to these injuries for Farmingdale. As Immel drags, tries to get through the skates, picked up by Kravitz, pinching in from the point. Duffy back in front, nobody home, and Immel back on it. Guido fires, looking for a tip off the stick of Palmieri and into the netting. So 2 minutes and 42 seconds left in the first, still 2-1 for Farmingdale. Brennan and Ferrari will just sit there with the puck as it kicks out. It'll be Michael Sophia. Up the wall, intercepted by Brennan. Immel trying to keep it in. Helped out by Brennan again, and back behind the net. Johnson up the wall. Brennan there once again. They cannot get it around the 6'5" frame of Jason Brennan. Now they're going to try it on the other side. Up the middle now as Ferrari was all over that one as it just kicks out. It'll be Shane Brennan up against Jason Brennan, and Shane wins that exchange, but dumped down by Matthew Ferrari. Intercepted, wanting the one-timing shot, throws it on goal, kicked away. It got underneath the pad there of DeCanio, but it went to the wall. Faraselli again with Ferrari on him. Brennan down low. Kyle Kosh, stick handles off the wall. Down is a Farmingdale player. I believe that's Jason Brennan. No whistle yet because Delaware's got it. Brennan back to his feet, into the chest and held by DeCanio. And now Jason Brennan's going to get a penalty for shoving down Shane Brennan. I think Jason Brennan's going to go here. So a cross check after the whistle by Jason Brennan. There's a discussion going on right now. The ref put the arm up, went to the box, indicated the penalty was cross-checking. Jason Brennan's on the bench right now. So what are we doing here, guys? Interesting. Then we're going to have a discussion. So Shane Brennan looked like to get a piece of Jason Brennan in the corner. Jason Brennan for Farmingdale went down, and when he got back up, DeCanio got a quick whistle, and then Jason Brennan of Farmingdale cross-checked Shane Brennan of Delaware. I know, that's not easy right there. A lot of Brennans there. And immediately the penalty arm went up. They indicated cross-check, and now they're opening up the penalty box for Delaware. We don't know here. We do not know. Looked like such a simple call, but turned into something much more here. So a minute 39 left in the first period. The first goal was struck by John Dewey, the 5'5" junior out of Westchester, Pennsylvania. Got a shot off the post, picked up his own rebound, and beat DeCanio on the right side. And then there was a quick answer by Matthew Bunnington off a shot by Jason Kravitz, and then it looked like Delaware had a great chance on a 5-on-3 to get the lead right back, but it wound up giving the momentum to Farmingdale, and it was a Matthew Ferrari breakaway goal, and that's where we stand, as now Jason Brennan will finally go to the box for Farmingdale, and he'll be joined by Danny Faraselli for Delaware. Faraselli, the 6-foot sophomore out of Branford, Connecticut. So it will be two aside to Brennan and Faraselli. And we will play 4-on-4. So they're adjusting the scoreboards right now. Looks like Faracelli's got 5 minutes on the board. He does. So 2 minutes for Brennan, 5 minutes for Faracelli. I didn't see anything that Faracelli did, unless he said something after the whistle, and that's where he's getting this 5 minutes for. So we'll have 4-on-4 for 2 minutes, and then it will be 5-on-4 for 3 minutes in favor of Farmingdale. Valenti using the open ice to his advantage, and a stop by Palmieri. Faracelli gets a major penalty for slashing. All right, so maybe something after the whistle that went unnoticed due to the cross-check by Brennan. So, turnover their own end. Delaware pops out off the crossbar by Maxwell Fleckenstein. Coming out as the Blue Hen, still in the offensive zone, stripped from behind. It was Shane Brennan, still on it, meets a huge body by Daniel Rotan right in front of the Rams bench. Katazzi will just steer it around the wall. DeCanio tries to slow it up, but now Kravitz, with under 30, that looks like an icing. And it will slow down, so Ferrari will be able to put the forecheck on Brandon Cohen, but it'll be Cohen out of his own end. Cross ice, one-touch pass to neutral zone ice, sticked away by Borsick. And now Buddington with 10 seconds left. Buddington goes wide, trying to cut to the net on the wraparound Ferrari. It's Kravitz with 3 seconds, padded away by Palmieri, and that will do it for the first period. So interesting end there as Kravitz got a golden look on net, but not able to beat the goaltender, James Palmieri. So after the first period, Farmingdale up 2-1 against University of Delaware. Once again from the Northwell Health Ice Center here on Long Island, New York, my name is Jordan DeLuciano. We'll be right back for the second period. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Northwell Health Ice Center here on Long Island, New York. My name is Jordan DeLuciano. I will be on the call as we enter second period action where Farmingdale State College is up 2-1 against the visiting University of Delaware. So it started off with a John Dewey goal early in the first period. It gave the Blue Hens a 1-0 lead, but it was quickly answered off the one-handed backhand stick of Matthew Buddington, picking up a loose rebound in the crease for his fourth of the year. And then it looked like the momentum was going to switch back to Delaware. 5-on-4, 5-on-3, and then a 5-on-4 for the Blue Hens. And it wound up doing the exact opposite, which eventually had a short-handed breakaway goal, Matthew Ferrari's third of the year, which gave the Rams a 2-1 lead. But we enter the second with a little bit of penalty baggage. So we have 21 seconds left on Jason Brennan, defenseman for Farmingdale, his penalty. We have 3 minutes and 21 seconds left on a 5-minute slashing major to Danny Faracelli. So 4-on-4 for now. And then in 21 seconds, Jason Brennan will exit, and it will be a 3-minute 5-on-4 for Farmingdale. And there was some confusion about the 5-minute slashing penalty to Danny Faracelli. And it turned out there's a reason why Jason Brennan went down, huddled over in the corner, is because he took a slash as he was getting the puck right to the midsection, courtesy of Danny Faracelli. So that is the reason why number 15 in yellow is sitting. So it'll be 5-on-4 now for 3 minutes as Brennan exits, and Palmieri will get a quick cover. It was tough to tell because that slashing call was made late. So Delaware was able to get the puck and shoot it on goal, and then the whistle was blown. So it was like, why didn't you blow the whistle? Delaware touched up. But it was a late call made by the linesman. So that's where the confusion came in. Usually linesmen don't make the penalty calls. But it was the center ice guy that made the call from behind the play on that 5-minute slash. Farmingdale looks to get their first 2-goal lead of the game as Johnson fans on a clearing attempt. He has Kyler Rowe on him. Nice play by Johnson to dance off the wall, get some help by Ryan Bryson, and they will clear. And due to it being a 5-minute major, Farmingdale, for this remaining 2.5 minutes, can score as many times as they want and still be up a man. Faracelli does not exit the box until his penalty clock says 0. It will be McCann. Valenti wants it. He'll get it. One timing shot. Blocked down but kept in by McCann. Second attempt gets through, and Farmingdale still's got it. Rowe on goal, and he shot it wide. Good block there by Kyler Kosh as the puck exit. Now Kosh will go on the forecheck. Ferrari trying to get around a man in his own zone, and he does. That was Nicholas Katazzi. Ferrari with a minute and a half left on the man advantage. Coming from behind the play is Katazzi, strips it, and now Katazzi might have a break here, trickling towards the Canyo, and the goaltender will clear it aside. Good heads-up play by DeCanio, prevents a breakaway, and it's Ferrari again. Ferrari fires, gloved away behind him, and it goes in, but they wave it off. They wave it off. Let's see the replay. What is the reason? Was it knocked in with a high stick? Was it knocked in by a batted glove? Was it kicked in? Was there goalie interference? It looked, Duffy did wind up his left hand as if he wanted to hit it with his hand. So we have no goal. So it looked like Duffy did wind up there, but it's a matter, did he hit the puck or did it just roll off the goalie's back and in? Does not look like they're going to overturn this one. Before this puck drop, let's see if we can get it one more time. It looked like Duffy did wind his arm back, but then held up. I don't know. They're still discussing it here. So I think the main factor here might be goalie interference on Duffy's part. Yeah, I think that's going to be that's the problem. Because then you see Palmieri, who was facing forward, all of a sudden just got kicked and wound up going sideways. So I think they waved it off. Duffy did not slap it in. It's just that Duffy interfered with Palmieri. So there's the wave off. So good call by the refs there. So it would have been a high stick, punching in with the hand, punching in with a skate, or goalie interference would have waved that one off, and it was the latter that prevented a 3-1 lead as Ferrari was just out of the reach of that puck, and all the way down it goes. Be Brennan. O'Donnell to the front from the backhand, picked up by Duffy, back to O'Donnell, wants it back, gets it, walks out with space on the short side, gobbled up by Palmieri, and out to center. Aaron play in the neutral zone, in comes the Blue Hens, as Kyle Kosh got that in a sea of Farmingdale sticks. Blocked down Kosh again, sticked away by DeCanio. Good look in front as the power play expires. So now we're at 5-on-5. It'll be Duffy with some numbers, finds Brennan in on goal, paired away. Brennan on the rebound, Ferrari, big stop but a whistle. The net came off its moorings. So even if the net stayed true there, it was a brilliant stop with the right pad by James Palmieri. So Farmingdale's best looks came after the power play ended. One stop there on Brennan, and then the rebound chance by Ferrari, kicked away by Palmieri. Chavez gets to Kolakakis on goal, glove down, and getting the whistle is Palmieri. Back-to-back chances for Farmingdale State, but not able to best the 6-foot goaltender out of Oceanside, New Jersey. Looking for his 7th win of the season. But Delaware's got to get one to even this thing up. Kolakakis slot, Chavez shot it wide. Borsic not able to hem that deep. But now it will be Laughlin in his own zone around the wall. Shedlock back to Laughlin. Laughlin with pressure on, gets rid of it, bouncing to center, and out come the Blue Hens. Laughlin off a skate, gets a generous bounce to his D partner towards the net, and it's shot wide. Stick down, it's DeCanio's got to sprawl out and get the whistle as Kravitz getting involved in front. Looks like no harm, no foul here as Jack Polito had his arms up looking for something. He could have got one there because Polito really didn't do anything there. It was just mainly Kravitz shoving him away from the goaltender after the whistle. Connor Riley will draw, wins it back to the point. It'll be Sophia around the wall, picked up by Polito. And now meeting a hit is John Dewey. Dewey gets to the point, shot off the skate of Brennan. Dewey again, trying to get it back to Johnson at the point. Johnson and Dewey switch off. Dewey fans on the attempt, and now a 2-on-1 for Farmingdale. It's Hawkins with Kyler Rowe. Hawkins shooting off a stick, a sliding block by Michael Sophia. Nice play to prevent the 2-on-1 scoring chance. Shot wide of the reaching DeCanio all the way out the center. little miscommunication there by Farmingdale. No one picked it up. Right in front, steered side, and back into the corner. It's Katazi around the wall, trying to link up with Fleckenstein. But out comes Farmingdale, but right back into the grasp of Delaware, and now it's the Blue Hens pushing the pace. As too many men here against Farmingdale. So some of the momentum tilting towards the team in yellow as Delaware will go to the power play now to try to even this one up. It looks to see if Delaware can fix things up going into the second after they had a lot of opportunities, should I say, on the man advantage, and that's about it. They just got the power plays, didn't do anything with it, as it was Farmingdale shorthanded that dictated the play. As Jeremy Borsick will serve the 2 minutes, Delaware trying to clean up this power play unit. There'll be Dylan Johnson, off the wall Lane Singer, back to Johnson. Johnson towards the net off the skate of Immel. Ferrari for Farmingdale, stick lifted, hounded behind the net. That'll be Ryan Bryson. Bryson cross ice, trying to find Thomas Allen on the far side, but now Allen will walk out center point. Finds a man firing, slowed down, side of the net, goes behind DeCanio, back to the net, and they score! Dylan Johnson from the tough angle ties this one up. It's 2-2. Right before Dylan Johnson shot from the corner, the puck was thrown from behind the net, and it was right behind DeCanio and went right along the goal line and out. So Farmingdale caught a break there, but it did not last long as the power play, they clean things up, and they strike midway, almost midway through the second. And we're all knotted up. And after Delaware scored in the first period, it was a good response by Farmingdale that got it right back. We'll see if that trend continues. As out come the Blue Hens, it'll be Dylan Johnson, the defenseman's first of the season. Ryan Bryson will get his 8th assist of the year. His 13th point still leads the team in both those categories. The only category he does not lead in is goals. He is one behind the team leader, Thomas Allen, the 6-foot senior out of Garden City, New York. Allen's has 6 on the year. Okay, backdoor feed, just out of the reach of Kyle Kosh, but right back to him. Kosh behind the net, Shane Brennan, nobody home but the stick of Borsick, reaching lunge, not kept in. Bohm trying to win a foot race. Able to regroup there was Connor Brooks. That looked offsides, but no indication from the refs there. Turnover now, Duffy to the net, padded away, and able to stay strong is James Palmieri. He's had a very solid second period. Head coach of Delaware, Joe Garrett, alongside his son, Dylan Garrett, not happy about that offsides call that in their eyes was missed, and I think they would have a point there. Kravis looked to play that puck behind the blue line. Bunnington trying to fish it out of the corner. It'll be Immel to pick up with Connor Brooks on him. Brooks wins that exchange. Up the wall, glove down again by Kravitz, and right back towards Brooks. Farmingdale wants an interference call. Delaware wants an interference call. Joey DeCanio at net thought Farmingdale was going to get one, so confusion on both sides. But still we play on. Buddington trying to walk out, draws a hook, and they'll go to the power play. So right before the hook, both teams thought they should get an interference call. Delaware bench was yelling for one, and Joey DeCanio for Farmingdale thought the Rams got one, and he was already past the hash marks, going to the bench for an extra attacker, but it winds up being Shane Brennan, the 5'11" senior out of Vernon, New Jersey. He'll sit for two on the hook. A chance for the Rams to replicate Delaware's power play goal as they got to regroup immediately. McCann flies out of his own end with a man on him. McCann will wrap around the cage, slow it down, try to get the Valenti, intercepted by Katazi. And out come the Blue Hens. Katazi walks into open ice, firing and missing wide. A little bit of sloppiness by Farmingdale as the deflected shot goes into the glass, as Katazi and Umhofer will hop off for Delaware. McCann to Hawkins with 55 left on the man advantage. McCann. Hawkins. Plays catch with McCann just out of his reach, but able to get it in the corner. McCann behind the net, looking for some bodies. Walks out, going backdoor off a skate, picked up by Rowe. McCann again. Been saying his name an awful lot. With some space, off a skate, off the stick, and covered up by Palmieri. As Bohm got knocked down right as the whistle was sounded. .30 seconds left on Farmingdale's power play after a sloppy start to it. Looked like a little bit of a switcher up from the first period. The first period, it was Delaware not convincing on their power play, and it was Farmingdale shorthanded being the aggressor, but now it's shorthanded Delaware as the aggressor, and Farmingdale a little bit sloppy, like I said, to start their power play, their first power play in the second. Guido fans on the attempt to get it in as they're offsides, as that will probably put the nail in the coffin for this man advantage. With 10 seconds left, Shane Brennan will exit. Jason Brennan turns it over at the blue line as now we're at 5 aside, blocked away by DeCanio. And now Buddington. Buddington tries to dance around off the skate of Johnson, the man who tied this game for Delaware. Johnson trying to get it in his own skates now. Kicks out now. Buddington finds Ferrari just out of his reach. Emma off the wall, Ferrari. Brennan collects, fires, pan away, rebound in the crease, gobbled up by Palmieri. A very strong period so far for James Palmieri in net. With 9:33 left in the second, still knotted up at 2. Umhofer and O'Donnell will draw to the right of the goaltender, Palmieri. Sits there for Duffy. He'll scoop out one-timer, Bohm. Try to get it through a sea of sticks as Rotam will walk the wall towards the net, back door, stopped by Palmieri. Rotan looking for his first point, part of the Division II team. He had 7 points in 10 games this season with the Division III Farmingdale team. Division III Farmingdale team off to a very good start this year, knocking off Hofstra last night. Bohm powers in front to O'Donnell out of his reach. Coming in and stepping in on the play is Rotan. O'Donnell and Rotan will battle at the wall, keep it in for now, and around far side will be Fleckenstein for Delaware, met by Bohm. Powered out, it'll be Delaware Katazi. Katazi trying to get around Rotan towards the net, and smothering the near side as that one kicked out. It'll be Fleckenstein. Now O'Donnell on the turnover, off the wall, kept in by Brandon Cohen, firing, and they score! Brandon Cohen gets through a sea of jerseys, beats DeCanio 5-0, and Delaware now up in front. It's 3-2. Brandon Cohen out of St. James, New York. Last played for the Long Beach Sharks. Gives Delaware their second lead of the game. And that puck had eyes. St. James, New York, somewhere, a town where I'm very familiar with, where I grew up in. Small world. Kicks out now Kolakakis. And now Kravitz off his stick. And out of the zone, so 2 unanswered here in the second for the Blue Hens to get their lead back. As head coach Joe Mazie will send out the 4th line to try to set the tempo here and get some momentum back as Chavez leaves it towards the net and wide. Lane eats it on the wall. Sends it back to where he started. Kolakakis trying to scoop it up. It'll be Kyle Kosh for Delaware, and it will skip out all the way down, and they're going to wave it off because it looked like it hit a player on the bench of Farmingdale. So no icing there, so no offensive zone draw for the Rams. They'll be just out of the zone, and Delaware will control, taking a spill on his own. It looked like that was Dylan Johnson, the man who tied the game on the power play for Delaware. So back-to-back first goals of the season for the Blue Hens that get them back in the game and get them their lead back. Umpafer and Fleckenstein will get the assist on the goal that takes the lead. Brennan works his way the defenseman in towards the offensive zone, turns it over, Hawkins helping out. McCann at the blue line covering for Brennan, will steer to the near side corner. And Delaware out of the zone might have some numbers. It's Shane Brennan with a man going to the net. Brennan fires, eaten up by DeCanio. Puck skips behind the net and just out of the reach of Faracelli. Skips through McCann, out comes the Blue Hens. Leaving it on the drop, firing and eaten up by DeCanio. Looks like Brennan's not done in front. Jason Brennan for Farmingdale and Shane Brennan for Delaware have been going at it ever since the slashing major late in the first period. Offensive zone draw will be Lane Singer for Delaware up against Matthew Ferrari. Ferrari had the shorthanded goal that gave Farmingdale their first lead up 2-1, and that's all they've had since that shorthanded goal. That'll be Thomas Allen with Ferrari on him. Allen scoops out of the corner, finds a man high slot, fanning on it. Emmel, nice turtle drag, and out of the zone. Emmel skips past another guy. Eric Emmel going to do it himself just under the stick of Buddington, bouncing in the crease, and that would have been one for the highlight reel if he could connect with Buddington. Now Ferrari missing over the blocker. Ferrari picks up the loose change at the blue line, right back to Delaware. As icing waved off on the deflection, it'll be Ted Valenti. Big hit behind the play as Connor Riley got all of Ferrari in his own end. Valenti, he'll do it himself, trying to get through a bunch of sticks. Valenti trying to dance on the far side as he met up with Janusa, as Janusa won't outplay it in his own zone. And Delaware might have a break here as Farmingdale, that bouncing puck worked out for Farmingdale, because if that got through, it could have been a 2-on-0. Kicks out to the point, Vastola towards the net, looking for a deflection, sits in front of DeCanio. He gets the whistle, but with not without some extracurricular. As now DeCanio slow to get up. DeCanio, helmet off here. Throws his stick in frustration. Looked like in that scrum in front, may have caught a stick up high as he reached down for the puck. All good with DeCanio in net. He's set to go as they drop it to the right of him, as the refs got to calm down Kravitz and Janusa. As it comes right back to the two of them, Kravitz will go around the wall to Duffy. Duffy will send it back to his wing, but nobody there covering for him. It'll be Brandon Cohen, the man who took the lead for Delaware. Boom on the strip. O'Donnell right into the breadbasket of Palmieri. No rebound for Duffy. And that puck bounces out. Duffy has a couple whacks right in tight to try to tie this one up, but Palmieri did not even give him the option. No relation to Kyle Palmieri, the forward for the New York Islanders, mainly because it's spelled differently as the deflection goes into the wall. O'Donnell picks it up, rebound to Bohm, and it's swatted out at the last second. Nice play by Dylan Johnson. Kravitz on the long flip, not enough for icing. Going to chase would be Trent Laughlin. He'll go around the wall to his D partner Johnson. Johnson right into the skates of Duffy. It'll be Fleckenstein. Umpoffer, the two-man who got the assist on Brandon Cohen's game-leading goal. Kravitz sticks his stick out, picked up by Kolakakis. Kolakakis goes to the bench on a pass. Lane fresh off, right into the chest and held by Palmieri. So 3:12 left in the second period. Now a 3-2 lead for the University of Delaware. Delaware looking for their 9th win of the season, trying to improve to 9-2. I mentioned in the first period, this is their first game since October 21st. So a 2-week layoff for the Blue Hens, in which they lost that game to Kutztown 8-3. Guido towards the net, deflected into the glass, back-to-back deflections that don't meet the net. Broken stick by Kolakakis. He'll go to the bench. Going cross point, finds a man streaking, shooting, and wide of the net off the stick of Michael Sofia. So the defense has been active productive for Delaware. 2 of their 3 goals have come from defensemen so far. Dylan Johnson and then Brandon Cohen. Shoveled wide. Brennan getting all of that hit down behind the net on Kyle Kosh. And now Kosh will pick it up. Kosh to the net, right to the waiting stick of Jason Brennan, and he'll go to Rowe. Brennan takes a spill. I believe that was Lane Singer that knocked down Brennan at the blue line. Now Brennan will have a conversation with the ref, and then walking into Kyle Kosh. And now Kosh will get a penalty, I believe. Yep, now Kyle Kosh will go to the box for walking into Jason Brennan. I mean, did he walk into his path? Yeah. Is it a soft call? Maybe. Possibly, when Jason Brennan was taken down at his own blue line by Lane Singer, maybe the ref believed he could have gave Lane Singer a penalty, but he didn't. So I guess they were on a tight leash there. So Kyle Kosh will sit for 2, and a chance for Farmingdale State to tie this game back up. McCann will pick up the loose change. Valenti bounces over the stick, and they'll regroup at center. So they had a power play earlier in the second that was not very convincing, did not mount to much. As Valenti will skate it in by himself and go to Hawkins. Valenti from the wall, and he shot it around the net. Valenti will shoot it anywhere and everywhere. He gets it again, one timing shot, blockered away. Valenti will switch off with Hawkins. Valenti looks to the net, backdoor Rowe, bounce off the stick. Hawkins. Rowe fires, blocked away by Palmieri. It'll be Hawkins again with a minute left in the period. Hawkins looking for a deflection, got it into the netting. So 55.9 seconds left in the second, and a minute and 4 left on the Kyle Kosh minor. Farmingdale will keep out pretty much the same unit. They take out Kyler Rowe for Matthew Buddington. Cleared down by Michael Sophia. And 45 seconds left in the period. It'll be McCann in his own end with Katazi behind him. And Katazi might have a step out here after McCann slowed down, and Katazi wins the exchange. It'll be Umhofer. Hofer trying to curl, drag, fire. Good stick there by Valenti to stay with him. And Farmingdale not really moving here as another turnover. Katazi on it, sticked away by DeCanio, and now it's Valenti. As Farmingdale looks like they're moving in slow motion right now. Up the ice, this will be an icing unless Buddington beats it, and he does with 10 seconds. Buddington meets a hit on the wall, picks it back up. Buddington with 5 seconds behind the net, in front Hawkins, McCann firing, pad stop, rebound again, loose in front, Palmieri at the buzzer, and Delaware escapes with the lead. Palmieri stands tall in the final seconds as the Blue Hens entered this frame down 2-1, and they'll leave up 3-2. So again, my name is Jordan DeLuciano. You're listening live on the LI Sports Network from the Northwell Health Ice Center here on Long Island, New York. We'll be right back for the third period. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Northwell Health Ice Center here on Long Island, New York. You're listening live on the LI Sports Network. My name is Jordan DeLuciano and the third period puck drop is just moments away where Delaware enters the final frame up 3-2 against Farmingdale State. Farmingdale has a brief 8-second power play. Kyle Kosh for the Blue Hens will exit in those 8 seconds. It started off with John Dewey, first period goal, got the Blue Hens up 1-0, and then it was two straight by Farmingdale, Matthew Buddington to make it 1-1, and then a shorthanded breakaway by Matthew Ferrari, his third of the year, that made it 2-1, and then Farmingdale has been held off the scoreboard ever since. And then the defense got involved. Dylan Johnson on the power play for Delaware tied it up, and then not long after, it was Brandon Cohen from the blue line beating Joseph DeCanio 5-hole for the lead. So Delaware looks to improve on their success against the Farmingdale State Rams. Last year went 2-1. 5-2 win, 4-3 win, and then a 4-0 loss, and they look to start off the same way they did last year, 1-0 in their first meeting, as that one's blocked away. 5-on-5 we skate, and we're off and running with the final 20. Off the wall, all the way down, a foot race for icing, and it will go in favor of the Rams. There was a goal waved off in the second for Farmingdale. It looked like Farmingdale was going to get their third of the game. It looked like it was going to be Tim Duffy, but a lot of chaos in the crease. And they said that Duffy interfered with the goalie as well as he punched it in with he used his body to propel the puck in. So they waved it off immediately, had a discussion, and then stuck with the call. And after a first period, here's a bounce for Delaware. Foot race again for icing, and Farmingdale will win that foot race again. It was a first period for Delaware where they had a lot of time on the power play and did nothing with it. It was really Farmingdale that was the better team despite being shorthanded. And then in the second period, it flipped. It was Delaware strong on the power play, got a power play goal courtesy of Dylan Johnson, his first of the season. And then when Farmingdale went up a man, it was not very pretty. Bouncing puck at the blue line, and out comes the Blue Hens. It's Ryan Bryson, caught up by Ted Valenti. Valenti able to get past two yellow jerseys, and out he comes. The offensive defenseman not able to get past the stick of Michael Sophia, and then offsides goes Farmingdale State. These two teams will not meet again until we go all the way to Delaware, as too many men on the ice here. As well, I think they might just redo the face-off here, as Lane Singer was behind the net. Maybe equipment, I don't know what, but they're just going to redo the face-off. But as I was saying, these two teams will not meet again until December 2nd and 3rd when Farmingdale goes to Delaware. And that'll be the last meeting barring a Fed Cup matchup. I think it's safe to assume both of these teams will be representing their conferences in the Fed Cup. And Katazi works his way to the forehand towards the Canyo, and all he met was stick and pad. Now to the point, Duffy swinging a miss there. And out come the Rams. Now behind the play, we have some action in front of Farmingdale bench, as the ref's just saying, come on, let's get it moving, as they will listen. Duffy trying to stuff it on the backhand. And now behind the net, towards the front, nobody home, except for Kravitz off the bench, as that trickled wide. Valenti in front off a skate. Kravitz got to go pick it up on the far side. Duffy on the backhand to Immel, trying to reach that puck back towards Kravitz. Kravitz firing into the breadbasket of Palmieri. After getting two past James Palmieri in the first, he has locked it down in between the pipes for Delaware. Has been a tough task so far. The only time they got it past him was that negated goal by Tim Duffy. Won cleanly. Buddington can't get it. Kravitz will. Into the glass. Palmieri did not see it at all. Fariselli. He sat for 5 minutes in the first period for a slashing major. It'll be Vastola. Off a stick, right to Kravitz, back to where they started. Fariselli, off Immel, out come the Blue Hens, it's Kosh, around Borsic, Kravitz will go pick up. Kravitz and Fariselli. Now to Immel. Immel cross-ice Buddington. Buddington all alone now. Will try to do it himself. Try to get past the man, and he does. Buddington lost it at the last second. Buddington got all alone in front looking for a second of the game, but lost it on his own behalf right in front of the crease. Icing arm up, icing waved off. So one linesman threw it up, one linesman waved it off. Looked like Guido got a piece of that puck, so it negated the icing. And out come the Rams, Kolakathis to Bobby Lane. Lane towards the net, nothing but the end wall. Guido stepping up from the point, keeps it into the corner. Kolakathis towards the net, off a stick, towards the goaltender Palmieri, and behind the net. It'll be Dylan Johnson trying to clear unsuccessfully. Bobby Lane back in front. Waiting there is Brennan, firing off a stick into the glass. It'll be Johnson again in the same spot as before. Up and out, off the glove of Guido. Bouncing puck might have a 2-on-1 for Delaware. Firing, and they score! Connor Riley over the shoulder of DeCanio, and now a 2-goal lead. It's 4-2. Guido tried to eat that puck at neutral zone ice, and it was a high-risk, high-reward play, and it wound up being the riskier part of that, as Riley pounced on that loose puck in the offensive zone and gives Delaware some breathing room with 15:43 left in the game. High stick by Delaware, so we play on because Farmingdale touches up. Lane picks it up in his skate. Lane trying to feed a man down low. Intercepted. And now on the wall again, and now it's Kyler Rowe, sticked away. McCann not able to do much with the rebound. Hawkins intercepts. Hawkins walks out, fires into the mask, and smothered by Palmieri. Three goals in a row unanswered for Delaware, Johnson, Cohen, and Riley, all their first of the seasons. Johnson will get a second point of the night. He got an assist on that most recent goal by Connor Riley. Icing arm up, and this time icing will be the call. So if Farmingdale can't crawl back here, it'll be their first back-to-back loss of the year, losing last Sunday the matinee game 4-2 against Army West Point. Army West Point representing the ACHA Division II. A little out-of-league game there. Usually we'll get an out-of-conference game like today. Farmingdale representing the Empire and Delaware representing the Delaware Valley. And that bouncing puck just skittered wide of Palmieri. Valenti walks in, winds, fires, got all wall, kicks out now Kyler Rowe. McCann in his feet, got a little tangled there. That's be McCann. Rotan going for a change, so nobody there at the point to stop that clearing attempt. So Kravitz got to play it at center, and now Valenti. Trying to do it himself, one too many. He met the stick of Aiden Umhofer. Sophia up the wall, multi-men scrum over there as it goes into the roofing, and we get a whistle. Farmingdale will run it back tomorrow, where they play against Ramapo at Ramapo's home rink. It'll be the second meeting, so they play tomorrow at 8:15. Thrown to the net and wide. In front, trying to get Duffy from O'Donnell. Nobody home with the skate. And now Borsick trying to slow down a bouncing puck, helped up by Bohm, as Paul Mary had to be quick there on the toes and play it away with his blade. Kicks out the center as Faracelli's all by himself, gets some help as Duffy throws a body down and Kyle Kosh. Borsick. Behind the net, looks like it's stuck on the netting, and we get another whistle. So I mentioned tomorrow Farmingdale will be in action against Ramapo. Next time Delaware will be playing will be November 12th. Saturday, it'll be a night game, 7:30 against Penn State Harrisburg. It'll be the first meeting between those two Delaware Valley Conference rivals. Those two teams, Delaware 1, Penn State Harrisburg 2 in the standings. And we get a hit from behind, and Delaware will go to the power play as Brennan will go to the box. As Brennan just charged through Christian Janusa. And Brennan, second time to the box for the senior out of South Setauket, New York. Delaware with a great chance here to really put their stop on this game and go up 3 as we approach the halfway point of the game. Halfway point of the third period. Halfway point of the game would be 10 minutes left in the second. As a turnover by Paul Mary, right to Ferrari. And Ferrari still on the puck as Farmingdale looks for some offense. They got it in the first. It was Ferrari on the power play, on the shorthanded breakaway goal. Ferrari gets a stick on it, and now Immel. Drops for Ferrari. Ferrari fires right into the chest. Rebound kicks out as Ryan Bryson's dropped down to a knee to block the shot, and just as Ferrari waited, Bryson just slowly drifted out of the shooting lane and gave Ferrari a great look, but not able to beat Paul Mary in net. Bouncing puck to Canio's got to play a tricky one. And he gets some help from Kravitz, and now Immel will go chase. Paul Mary's got to stay put. Ferrari wants it, he's all alone. Immel tries to get it to him, but a good back check by Michael Sophia to negate the look for Ferrari. One too many dekes there by Thomas Allen, as Matthew Ferrari still out there on the penalty kill, still doing damage. Ferrari with a man going to the net, tries to get to Kolakathis. He wants a hook, they're not going to get it. "30 seconds left on the power play. Not much doing here for Delaware, but hey, they're not complaining up 2 with 11:20 left in the game. Katazi around the world. Off the skate of Connor Riley. He's got the most recent goal. Sophia. trying to connect with Faraselli, and that will probably do it with just under 10 on the power play. Faraselli bluffs. 5-on-5 as Brennan's out of the box and to the bench. As Rotan will go chase, leave it for McCann. O'Donnell tries to get to McCann. McCann to the forehand, draws the penalty. And from shorthanded to the power play goes the Rams. So it's now or never time as it's getting late early for Farmingdale State. 10:36 left in the game. They're down 2. A power play goal gets them a little bit closer to the driver's seat. But this has been a power play for Farmingdale that ever since the first period has not been clicking. It started going a little bit downhill in the second. They got Buddington and Valenti manning the points. Bohm will probably park it in front as he picks up with the draw. Backhander stopped by Palmieri, and now it'll be Valenti. Buddington. They'll play catch. McCann. Valenti wants it back. He's gonna get it. One-timer and a block by Umphofer. McCann walks and fires, hits the glass. Hawkins will try to scoop. Buddington's got to help out as it's poked out of the zone by Sophia. He's had a good last couple shifts. Sophia again gets the clear, so he had the good back check on his power play to prevent the scoring chance for Ferrari, and then gets 2 clears. Good skate there by Kyle Kosh. Farmingdale's got to regroup, immediately turns it over, and Delaware will just chew more clock. Valenti walks in, firing, glove down, rebound Duffy, trying to stuff it on the blocker, and cleared by Delaware. Brennan will leave it for Duffy, and it just stays in now. Ferrari. Duffy trying to go back to Ferrari off a skate with 30 seconds left on the 5-on-4. Duffy walks out. Duffy in the slot, firing off another leg. Rebound. Palmieri's got it. And Palmieri has just tiled it up to 11. And you see the frustration after the shot by Buddington as we take a look at the chance by Valenti earlier on. .25 left on the man advantage, 9 minutes on the dot left in the game. Brennan to the point, now Duffy. Duffy towards the net, off the post. Buddington at the point. He's got one earlier in this game, now finds Brennan with space. Brennan curls, fires, padded away by Palmieri as there's 5 seconds left on the kill, and that will do it. Offsides waves off Ferrari, down low Buddington, and they score! Just what Farmingdale needed right as the power play expires. They get back within 1. It's now a 4-3 lead for Delaware. And it looked like Palmieri slammed the 5-hole shut and got that one, but it just rolled through the legs and got past the goal line as head coach Joe Garrett, assistant coach Dylan Garrett, not happy after that one because them, along with the faithful from Delaware that made the trip out here to Long Island, thought there should have been an offsides. Off a skate, so it stays on sides, but as I say, it kicks out the center. So Buddington will get his 5th of the year, his 2nd of the game, and Ferrari will get his 2nd assist of the year. And now Borsic winds, fires, no one in front, and Farmingdale will go back to the power play. It'll be a slashing call against Danny Faracelli. It'll be his 2nd penalty of the game, and both of them are slashes. So now the door, which was creeped open with the first power play, is now busted wide open with the 2nd power play of the 3rd for Farmingdale State, 1 away from tying this one up. They send out Duffy, Ferrari, Buddington, Brennan, and O'Donnell. Delaware gets a quick exit. Ferrari all over Connor Riley, whose goal right now stands as the game winner. Ferrari, good stick there and out of play by Connor Riley. So 7:20 left in the game, a 1-goal lead for Delaware with 1:38 left on the power play. And these power plays for Farmingdale, you're going to see a lot of different combos because they're missing key power play guys, just Jason Roskowski, Ryan Murray, Greg Hendrickson, as well as John Brisgornia. But John Brisgornia, you mainly see him on the penalty killing unit. So 3 of those 4 guys you see on the power play special teams. As Farmingdale looks to go to work now, there's trouble in the first 30 so far, settling it down and getting some puck movement. As O'Donnell goes down with Johnson, and Delaware gets the clear. Duffy across the middle. Picks up now behind the net, goes in front, helped out by O'Donnell. Peels out, goes to Buddington. Buddington fires, just went wide. Ferrari back in front, trickling in the crease, no whistle yet, still in front, shoving his Brennan, and it's now behind. Buddington will race to it, keep it in with 43 left on the man advantage. Duffy, cross ice, nobody home at the wall. Donald will fire, sticked away by Palmieri, around the glass, and out of the zone. .20 left on the power play. McCann will circle in his own end. Trying to get around Umhofer, and he finally does, but now he's got to deal with Katazi. Good play by Katazi on the penalty-killing effort. Causes the turnover. Offside's arm is up, and Delaware will milk this one as we skate 5-on-5. Valenti bluffs the shot, drags, and picks up. Leaves it. Rowe trying to get to McCann, and now it'll be Katazi. Delaware 5 minutes and 20 seconds away from handing Farmingdale their first back-to-back losses of the year. Rowe, Guido, no play catch. Tries to walk in, slot, backhand, through the legs, didn't get all of it, and Palmieri eats it. And you see Kyle Rowe just kept going and going. The puck just seemed like to be attached to his stick, and then got a little fancy there. Would have been one for the highlight reel, but did not get all of it. We actually saw 2 in one game. One was scored by Hendrickson, and one was attempted by Kolakathis a couple of weeks ago against Quinnipiac. Two men go down in the corner. Looks like it's Brennan and Janusa as they're still tangled up. Excuse me, it's Valenti and Janusa. But nothing there, no harm, no foul. it was Janessa who threw the big body, and then both of them went down. McCann takes the spill. Multi-man scrum as the puck now sits on the wall as they're carrying it from the corner to behind Palmieri. Bohm comes out, finds one-timing Hawkins, and they score! Matthew Hawkins on the one-timer, and we're all tied up. The biggest man in that scrum was Ethan Bohm, 6'2", 220, and he dug deep, powered it out, and finds a waiting Hawkins to tie it up. And it looked like it was Delaware up 4-2 in the third that was gonna take it. 2 unanswered for the Rams. And it's a much different story. O'Donnell stopped, and the rebound kicks behind the net. Borsick, Duffy around the wall, not able to slow it down. O'Donnell on the chase. O'Donnell in front. Nobody there but the skates of Delaware, and out come the Blue Hens. It'll be Thomas Allen. Allen towards the net, off of Kravitz, picked up by Immel. Immel goes cross ice out of the zone, and behind Duffy. Hawkins' third goal of the year, 9th point, as he stays just over a point a game. As, what are we getting here? Are we getting Ferrari for... Ferrari's sitting for 2 on a rough. I don't know where they got him for this though. Are they calling Ryan Bryson fell at his own blue line on his own, and I think the ref is calling Ferrari for knocking him down, and I don't think Ferrari was anywhere near him. So if you see the play out of your corner of your eye, you see Ryan Bryson fall at his own blue line, untouched, nobody was near him, but the refs gave it to Ferrari. So a killer of a penalty, and this could be salt to the wound if Delaware can convert. A glorious opportunity for the Blue Hens to get their lead back. Under 3 minutes left in the game. Connor Riley, he got the 4th of the game for Delaware. His shot goes off a body and now cleared. Matthew Ferrari, not the player to be very vocal in terms of complaining and chewing the ear off of the ref, so he quietly went to the box as Joe Mazie, John Cipriano, and Spiros Malkopoulos, the coaching staff for Farmingdale, were up in arms. Fariselli. Johnson to the net, off the skate, a Guido rebound, stopped by DeCanio. Guido not able to clear, good play by Katazi. Katazi behind the net, peels out, trying to find Fariselli. Gets it to him, sliding block O'Donnell, out of harm's way, and now trying to push it the other way. He'll just send it in deep. 2 minutes exactly, tied game, 50 seconds left on the Ferrari roughing minor. DeCanio will play it to Rotan, and Rotan in his second game with Division II here for Farmingdale, getting some key penalty time minutes in a tied game against a top CHF opponent and the University of Delaware. Umhofer with under 20 on the man advantage, a minute and 23 left in the game. Umhofer still with it. Sending it back to where he started, to Singer. Palmieri tapping the stick, under 5 left on the man advantage. It's Allen. 5-on-5, puck kicks out, McCann diving attempt, but kept in, thrown on goal, blocked, Ferrari out of the box, sent down, icing waved off due to Palmieri having to play it, and I believe that was Hawkins who rushed it, and if he would have took a second longer, he had McCann or Ferrari on a breakaway, perhaps a 2-on-0. Delaware dodges a bullet. Farmingdale dodges a bullet. And with 56.7 seconds left in the game, it'll be Farmingdale. Borsick towards the net, still loose, towards on goal, and covered by Palmieri. So what a game we have here in these two teams' first matchup of the season. I mentioned before they'll run it back first weekend of December. Buddington, one away from the hat trick. Steers it in Duffy. Duffy trying to power off Dylan Johnson. Both men go down, but we play on. Ref telling them to get up. Ferrari towards the net. Now Kravitz towards on goal. Sliding block Katazi. He goes down in pain. He's trying to squirm his way to the bench, and he will. And getting that fifth man out there. Kravitz got to watch his back. Shovels it, bouncing, kicked wide. Ferrari with 20 left. Borsick fires, deflected, stopped, rebound. Palmieri gets it again, and he gets the whistle. What a sequence there for Farmingdale. But Palmieri, having a great performance in net, keeps him out from taking the lead. And Delaware will get a penalty here for the shot after, or should I say, right as the whistle was sounded. John Dewey will sit for 2. It will be a timeout for Farmingdale with 15.5 seconds left in the third period. We're all tied at 4. How did we get here? So the man sitting in the box right now, John Dewey, got the game started 1-0 Delaware, and then it was Buddington to tie it, and then Ferrari, the shorthanded breakaway, to make it 2-1. Second period power play goal, Dylan Johnson tied it at 2. Brandon Cohen followed, 3-2, and then a third period goal by Connor Riley gave the Blue Hens a 2-goal advantage, but then Farmingdale stormed back. Matthew Buddington is second of the game, 4-3, and then Matthew Hawkins is third of the year on the one-timer, and that's where we stand. The 8-2 Blue Hens, the 6-2 Rams, all tied up, 15.5 seconds left. Couldn't have asked much better than this. Won cleanly by Delaware. Farmingdale on it hard, and trying to come out with it are the Rams. It sits on the wall. Umhofer looks to kill it, meets a hit from behind, and that will be a penalty on Farmingdale. So right as Farmingdale goes on the power play, we'll go to even strength 4-4. So Hawkins will go for the cross-checking penalty with 1.6 left. If this carries into overtime, we will still skate 3-on-3. So it's 4-on-4 for 1.6 seconds, and then overtime rules are 5 minutes of 3-on-3, so the 3-on-3 play won't change, even though we have 2 guys in the box. Key face-off here if they want to push it to overtime, Farmingdale. As they're just trying to make sure everyone is on the ice that was on the ice at the time of the penalty. No late changes here. Ryan Bryson on the draw for Delaware, trying to shoot it off the draw. A block by McCann, and we are going to overtime. It will be the third time this year Farmingdale will go to overtime. The first time this year for Delaware. It will be 3-on-3, just like normal overtime here in the CHF. But since we have a guy in the box on each side, Hawkins' penalty is separated 15 seconds from John Dewey's. So when John Dewey steps out, it'll be a 15-second 4-on-3 for Delaware. When that 15 seconds ends, it'll be 4-on-4 until a whistle. Once the whistle is sounded, then we go back to 3-on-3. But all of that could be negated if we get a goal. Sudden death 3-on-3. Hendrickson and Ferrari are the two overtime heroes this year for Farmingdale as they stand 2-0. DeCanio will get his first taste of overtime hockey. It was Jake Temkin and Kyle Marciona who were in net for the other games. Ferrari, Kravitz, Buddington, the starter for Farmingdale. I'm seeing Shane Brennan, Michael Sophia, as well as the captain Thomas Allen to start it for Delaware. Does Farmingdale have more overtime magic in them, or can Delaware come to the island and pick up a huge road win as we're underway? It'll be 3-on-3 until John Dewey steps out. Buddington can't play in his feet, turns it over towards the net off the skate of Kravitz. Buddington going for a stretch pass, and he's got him offsides as Buddington was a step ahead of the pass. Ferrari right in this moment had him, but then he had the bluff, wait for the defender to get out of the way, and then he had to hit Buddington. But even if Buddington catches that onside, it looked like Shane Brennan was within striking distance to make the play a little bit more difficult. Katazi now out there, as there's a penalty against Delaware now for a cross-check on Katazi. So Katazi, first shift of overtime for him, takes a cross-checking just like Hawkins did. So now even more penalties. So due to it being 3-on-3, it's not going to be a 3-on-2. It will now be a 4-on-3 because of overtime. Four-on-3 for Farmingdale. Open hockey. Duffy, Buddington. Farmingdale has 5 guys out there right now. They should not be having 5 guys out there. Valenti will hop off. So McCann and Buddington will man the points with Ferrari on the dot, Duffy on the wing. Ferrari will draw with Ryan Bryson. Bryson's got Dylan Johnson out there with them, as long as the man who's got the puck, Michael Sophia. Sophia leaves it behind the net for Johnson, and he will clear. A minute left on the John Dewey minor. McCann. Buddington. A lot of open hockey here. They'll play catch. Buddington fires, knocked down. Ferrari, McCann off his stick. It's a foot race, and McCann's got it. Duffy. Buddington fires, knocked down. Good stick there by Bryson. Buddington, McCann, looking for Ferrari, still loose, Ferrari, and it kicks wide. McCann turns, fires, blocked down, no stick for Palmieri. In front and cleared by Bryson. A big exit there for Delaware as Dewey will exit in 5 seconds. We're gonna have 4-on-4. So we're gonna have 4-on-4 now for 13 seconds, and then Hawkins will come out to make it 5-on-4. Ferrari. Buddington. Ferrari again. Hawkins out. 5-on-4. Valenti steps on Buddington, glove down, rebound still loose, and Delaware will clear it off the stick of Connor Riley. 25 seconds left on the Nicholas Katazi penalty, and then we'll have 5-on-5 overtime. O'Donnell, cross-ice Duffy's got to play it on the backhand. Katazi's out in 5 seconds. Off a skate, Delaware gets the clear again, and the Blue Hens will survive the penalty for now. So it'll be 5-on-5 overtime until the next whistle. Once we get a whistle, it's back to 3-on-3, barring a goal. Out comes Delaware with numbers. It's Thomas Allen. Allen drags, cannot get past Brennan. Coming out with it, firing off the post. Singer hits the post, sticked away by DeCanio. Under 2 minutes left of overtime. In front looking for Singer, kicked around, backhanded, stopped and held by DeCanio. So we are going back to 3-on-3 now. 1:47 left in overtime. We're back to 3-on-3. So a lot of confusion there for anyone who's first-time listener or first time to overtime. It usually doesn't really, these things usually don't happen in overtime where you go 4-on-3, 5-on-4, or 5-on-3. Usually just stays for 3-on-3 for the most part. It'll be McCann. All alone here. 1.5 minutes left in overtime. He's got Dylan Johnson on him. Johnson eats him up. Helped out by Buddington. Buddington, McCann to the forehand. 5-hole, still loose, and Buddington scores, but they blowed it dead. Buddington had an open net. The puck was free, but the ref lost sight of the puck. Buddington, that's the game winner, but once the ref loses sight of the puck, he will blow it dead. As Delaware's calling for a timeout, and they'll get one. So you want to talk about dodging a bullet, you might as well just dodge the bazooka there if you're Delaware. That's an early whistle. Oh, that's a killer. That is a killer if you are Farmingdale. So that is now 2 goals waved off against Farmingdale. Tim Duffy had one waved off, and now Buddington's overtime winner would have been a hat trick, as Delaware's got to call a timeout and calm things down. As we look at it again, ref immediately puts the arms up. Palmieri dodges the bullet there. He was sprawled out outside of the crease. Hey, 1:20, still a lot can happen. And if Delaware could pull out this win, Farmingdale's going to see that goal in their nightmares. Valenti, McCann, Buddington, Katazi, along Dylan Johnson and Aiden Umhofer. It'll be Johnson. Umhofer. McCann making life difficult for the Blue Hens as Katazi almost forgot it there. And now they're trying to get Johnson on a stretch off the glove of Buddington, helped out by Valenti. And Valenti off the wall, and now maybe a 2-on-1. Trying to slow it down to the skates. Big hit on Johnson by Valenti, and now Buddington might have a step. He's got to try to dance around Katazi. Buddington trying to power his way in. Katazi wins that battle and bodies off Buddington. Katazi trying to spin off Valenti. Valenti, Buddington fires, blocked down by Umhofer. McCann's out there a while. He's tired right now. Let's see. So is the defensive unit for Delaware. Katazi and Umhofer are working on a long shift. McCann will hop off. 20 seconds left in overtime. Umhofer still out there, able to link up with Sophia. Sophia one-on-one, stick lifted by Immel from behind. Immel with 7 seconds left, and it looks like we're ending overtime, tied up at 4. And it looks like we will have a tie. No shootouts here. Now, you know what they say about ties. It's like, yep. So that will do it. Here from Long Island, New York, you've been listening live on the LI Sports Network after 60 minutes and then a little bit on overtime. Farmingdale 4 and Delaware 4. Again, my name is Jordan DeLuciano. Thanks for joining. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and good night.